Good morning, it's Debbie here. Welcome to another early morning with Debbie. I've been doing a little bit of creating this morning and I thought I would take you along with me here with what I'm putting together for this little look. Get rid of this so we can start fresh. Okay, I have a bunch of plates. So I've got CjS 375, I'm going to use one of the images there. I have CjS 305, and don't worry, I'll list these all below. I have CjS 52. Over here, our brand new Perfectly Postage is CjS 381. And also Cherry Bomb, we're going to be using this one as well, and this is 382. So a whole bunch of plates to make one look. This is going to be so cute. So let's get started. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to start with our lines. Let's zoom in just a little bit. There we go, a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna start with this color right here, 73. And we're also gonna start with 121. Well, let's make sure this guy isn't too thick. I think we should thin him just a little bit. Oops, sorry, knock. 6 or 7 drops there. That should do it. Remember when you're thinning your polishes to start with less thinner. You can always add more. What you're doing is you're replacing components of your polish that have evaporated. So you don't want to put too much back in or your polish is going to be too thin. You can always add more. Give it a little swirl. I feel like that's much better. Okay, it's not nearly as sticky when you're pulling it up there. So that should give us a better lift. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to load up this plate. I'm gonna use this sort of middle image right here. Tiny stripes, but they're a little bit thicker than the ones to the right. And then we're gonna load this guy up over here. Now, when you're loading up a full tray like this, make sure you put enough polish to fill the tray. If you put it just at the top and hope that it's going to go all the way down and fill the tray for you, oftentimes you'll end up having to scrape too many times, and then you will not be able to lift it properly. Okay, so first one, we're going to swipe, pick that guy up. That's a decent pickup. I like it. And now holding that, we're going to do the same thing over here. Swipe, get a nice tray going there. And then we're going to pick that guy up like that. Okay. Now, the whole thing is pretty solid, but down here at this end here is probably the best. So I'm just going to come with the side of my scraper and make a nice sharp edge, just like that. I want to make sure that there aren't any other little bits of polish in the way. And now I'm going to grab, I guess essentially what would be my pinky. And when you come to the nail with this image, what we're doing is we're just gonna aim for right about there on my tip where you would do a French. And I'm going to aim and I'm gonna slowly go towards it until it just touches. And the second it just touches, which is right now, I'm gonna start sliding upward and pressing down. And see how that just turns it into a French image. Look at that. My perfect little striped pinky nail. Put that guy aside. That's all we're gonna do on him. So he is ready for taco, because that's all he's getting. Now something that's kind of cool is depending how quickly you work, if you have a beautiful indentation like this one isn't quite perfect, but if it was perfect, you can come to a slightly larger nail and actually oftentimes do a really nice skinny French. This one's a little blocky, but you get my meaning. So it's something to play with. It can be kind of fun. All right, so let's clean off that guy and get him ready for what we're actually going to put on him. Sticky pad over here, get rid of all that. clean this guy off because we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do the pointer finger. But for this one, we're gonna use an image off of this plate here. This is 375. And we're gonna use this pretty plaid image here. Let's make sure it's clean. Give it a little rub. And we're gonna still use that same base. I'll tell you what I've got underneath here in a minute, but we're still gonna use the same base color for our next guy here. And we're gonna use 86. Well, let's check and see the condition. Yep, that looks pretty good. Give it a little swirl. Okay, so that's going here. And then this one, same thing. Make sure she's pretty full. That should do it. And then let's get this out of the way so that I can properly lift that up. So right in behind, because that's been sitting for a few seconds. Okay, we've got a decent over here. So I'm just gonna turn it and use that part. And now let's get this scraped nice and horizontal. See how I'm almost flat when I'm doing that? And then just give it a little flick and pick that up. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Get some of this goopy stuff off the side. And I like the top of that guy. So let's come along with this guy and we're gonna clean this off. Just gonna try and do a super straight line to match up with that pattern. Right about there. Let's go again a little bit further down. That's pretty good. See what we've ended up with there. Okay, and grab my pointer. And now we're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna try and aim roughly the same depth so that they match. So up a little higher than I maybe would have gone. Touch and glide. And now we have a cute little plaid French nail to go with our sweet little look. Okay, let's clean this guy off over here. And now we're ready to do, we're gonna move these guys away. And don't worry, I'm gonna list everything below. Nice stack of plates. So on our middle finger, so that's this guy right here, my plan is to put, using the same base, so let's keep everything consistent with our background kind of stuff. And we're gonna continue to use 121. And I'm going to use this pretty oval postage stamp. And we're gonna start with this base. Lift that up. Oh, there's a bit of a void in there, but you know what? We're putting a cherry over top, so let's not worry about it. So let's try and get this nice and centered. You'd think with a clear stamper that would be a foregone conclusion, but you do have to make sure that you're balancing things to get things perfectly centered. Now, do I want to risk my cherry covering that or having to put my cherry in a different position? Yeah, not really. So why don't we, let's just lift it one more time and we'll double it up. Because now that I've got it on there, I'm like, nah. What if I don't want my cherry to have to go there? I don't like to be limited. So let's go ahead. See, now this time it's perfect. So I have the choice. I can clean that one off. Let's just clean this one off. Instead of trying to perfectly layer them up, let's just clean it off and we'll put this guy on. And get rid of those little extras. So let's hope I can get it as centered because that last one was pretty perfect. There we go. Now we're not limited. Right? Okay. So I have to decide, do I want to do a white outline or do I want to stay with the same color? I kind of think I want it to pop a little bit, but maybe not white. Let's go cream. Let's not go stark white. Let's go with 222. I think this one's a little bit sheer. We'll see how it looks. If we hate it, we'll just not put it down, right? Because that's the beauty of that clear stamper is I can hold it over top and decide if I like the way it looks before I commit. Clean off all those extra bits. Okay, now let's hold this over top and see what we think. Ah, it's perfect. I love it. Try and do this. Let me come around behind. I'm going to try and do this so that I still get it perfect, but that you can actually see what I'm doing. Standing on my head. Okay, so I'm just going to very slowly glide towards it so that it goes down perfectly. And there's our little postage stamp-esque background ready for our cherry. Now, if you're worried that you're going to put your cherry down and not be happy where it sits, at this point you could put a top coat on and let it dry, or if you're working with gel polish, put a top coat on, cure it, and then no matter what you put over top, if you change your mind, you can wipe it off, polish remover, and do it again. I'm just gonna go with it and trust that I like it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to stay with this kind of raspberry color instead of like full-on red cherry color. Kind of doing that pinky raspberry instead. So where's our little cherry? Let's use the bigger of the two. There's a little one and a bigger one. Let's use the bigger one. And I'm going to use this. What color is this? This is 136. I'm going to use this guy. He might be a little thick. We'll see. Let's see how he lifts. Because these are really tiny. So I'm going to scrape and be right behind. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if you can see that. There's a couple little voids. Let's try thinning this guy and do that one more time. I really try and avoid the voids. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like we can lift them without the voids. So let's try and do that. And then you get that perfect image. So let's put a little bit of thinner in here. Let's start with 6. And don't forget, if your polish is used and half gone, you're going to want to put less drops in. Like, kind of gauge it based on what's left in that bottle. Okay, just give it a rock and a roll here. Swirl it up. Oh, much better. Much, much better. Okay, let's see how this lifts now. So this is a little bit darker color than we used for the plaid over here, but basically the same tone, right? This 136. Okay, so let's go again here. I applied it this way, so I'm going to scrape a different way, either this way or down, and then I'm going to come in behind and just give a light rock. It's better. It's still not perfect, but it's much better than it was the first time we did it. Okay, so let's go with that guy. And let's give it a little tip. Let me put it on here. And just down kind of by the side. I'm not going to worry if the top goes over. I actually kind of like that when that happens, but we'll see. We'll see where we position that, if we end up with our stem going out of the picture or not. I'm going to have to clean up my stem here a little bit because I did end up touching it when I was scraping with that first color. And this guy is 215. So this little stem is his. And same thing, right in behind, nice light roll over top. Pick all that up. Clean up all the little bits we don't need. And then let's see where this guy ends up. So there's two kind of little voids that you put this guy into. On those cherries, it fits really perfectly. There we go. There's our little postage stamp. So cute. All right, for the one next door, let's just set this guy aside for now because I haven't really decided what I'm going to do on the thumb yet. So we'll get there when we get there, which is pretty soon. But, whoops, I do know that I want to do this guy up here over on our ring finger. Okay, so let's get this clean. Make sure she's dry. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. Well, same colors, not the same thing. So again, 136. That's going to go into our cherries. And then I want 121. No, I wanted 86. Where did 86 go? 68, not 86. 68, that's what we're looking for. I want that for my bow. Just a little more pink. Okay, so that's going to go over top on the bow. Just like so. We're going to scrape them together. So I'm going to scrape that way and be in there right away. Nope, don't love it. Missed a little bit of that one cherry there on the right. Probably because I was babbling on. You got to move quick, especially when you're doing the two colors, right? You don't want to be hunting for that bow color like I was. Because that polish, as soon as it comes out of the bottle, is of course going to start to cure, to set. Okay, so now I've got both my colors right here. So hopefully this is a little more successful. I'm just trying to stay out of the bow image there with the cherry color and vice versa. When you scrape, of course, you're probably going to blend a little bit. That's okay. We're ready to go. Going to go straight across and pick that guy up. And now we've got a nice lift. Oh, a little bitty fleck down there. There we go. Okay, so let's put this guy down towards the tip. We're doing a lot of Frenchy kind of stuff here. The other one's centered. So let's put that guy just a little bit off kilter. Okay, now we have a really pretty outline here that's also got a little bit of highlight for the cherries. Oh, I don't need to clean that. I didn't hit it, so let's just leave it. So let's do, what is this, 123. And I picked this for the highlight on the cherries, the 103. You could go with just the 123 because it would probably be really pretty too as that highlight, just a little bit of shimmer down there. And into the bow. Okay, and exactly the same thing. We're gonna go straight across, right in behind, because this is fine. That little bow is super fine. Okay, so we wanna leave those little highlights, those little kind of half moons down there. Those are the highlights for the cherries. So don't accidentally take them off, thinking they're just extra images. A little bit up over here that won't come off. Probably won't be anywhere near the nail, but let's just be careful. All right, so I'm just gonna watch the bow. Let me see if I can come around behind here again and actually be able to see. Gonna looking straight at the bow, the center of that bow. Wiggle your way in there, and as soon as you get where you're comfortable, just give it a press. And now we've got that cute little outline. So now all we need is the stem, and it's right beside. And, oh, I didn't get any in it either, so that's a bonus. Now this guy is 215, just a really nice kind of earthy, soft green. Perfect for these cherries. Same one we used for the cherry next door, just keeping it consistent. And now we're just going to pop that. I'm just going to look right at the center of that bow and lay those down. And there we go. Really pretty little cherry with a cute little bow on top to go beside these guys. So now we just need something on our thumb. And I think we'll keep it reasonably subtle. What if we do the bow the same way, but just the bow, no cherries. And where's our words? This is a good one too to show you because these words are very tiny. It says, I love you cherry much. Way down here, I love you cherry much. So color-wise, what do we want to do? I'm thinking maybe the lighter of that and the darker of this. And then we'll do the bow the same as this one over here and just make everything consistent. Okay, so what do we want to do first? Let's do the words first because they're going to take up the most room. And then we'll see if we have room for the bow. If I'm going to do the bow, I'm going to, I think, want it like up near the cuticle and away from the words just a little bit. So let's go with the lighter here, 86. And let's use that for I love you and much. And then we'll do cherry. Am I in frame? Yep. I'll do cherry in the same color that we did the cherries. Okay, so I just picked up I love you. And like I said, I want to leave some room up here for that bow, and it's significant. So let's just kind of go over here. I love you. And then we'll grab cherry. That's legible. It's not super bright, but I actually kind of like that it's not jumping right off and dominating everything. So you can see that I get right after that, the second I scrape it, I am rolling over, and I'm rolling over with the lightest pressure possible. There are times where I don't pick up because I went so light that I missed it. I love you, cherry. And then let's go back to that other color. And we'll pick up much. Now we also could have done that in the gold. I would have sparkled a little bit. I still think I would have done cherry in that same color, just because that's the cherry color. And now we've got much. And let's just tuck that under there. So I kept it the same angle as I love you, and then cherry's a little bit off kilter. Now let's come up here to this cherry that we used before, but I'm just gonna pick up the bow and the outline of the bow, and we'll use the same colors. Just gonna avoid the cherry. I can clean that up though after I've lifted, but to make it even easier, I'm gonna scrape away so that it doesn't go into that cherry image below. Right, and then I just get the bow. Clean up all this stuff up above. Just a little bit there. Did I get it? I think I got it. Good deal. Okay, so now we can tuck this guy right here, and he's just gonna kind of wrap around. Ah, it's perfect. And just complement those guys. And now let's do the gold. Now, did I get into that one? I might have a little bit. Let's just clean it because better safe than sorry. Clean that up. Okay, So now we just need our gold and just that outline, and we're done. And we're ready for top coat. Top coat, oh, top coat's the best. It just brings everything together. So these are going to be easy to clean off. Little less stuff to do than up top. So I'm just going to go down and over as light as I can. Quick little flick of the wrist, as we've been saying for the last, oh gosh, how long have we been doing this? We invented the clear stamper in 2015. 10 years. Look at that. 10 years. Amazing. Little flick of the wrist. Okay, so just take your time. It's basically just looking in the center. Make the little adjustments that you need to. And now I love you cherry much. So, ready for top coat. I will include pictures afterwards, of course. And all of the goodies that I used will be listed below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching. We so appreciate it. It really does help our company and our business to grow when you watch our videos, when you comment, when you share them. We just really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.